This is an introduction to soaring at Marina State Beach. Since you already know how to fly, our intent here is to present some site-specific pointers, in particular, launching and landing. Marina State Beach is located 10 miles north of Monterey, California, off Highway 1 on Reservation Road in Marina. The coastal condors have been administering Marina since 1974. In the north corner, beyond the parking lot, the club built and maintains a launch ramp. Also in this corner is our information board, which contains more flying FAQs and our sign-in sheet. Please sign in, as it helps quantify our presence. We also maintain a windsock and a wind talker. In a moment, we'll check out the dunes and see some launches and landings. Marina has over 7 miles of soarable dunes, mostly to the south. About 1 mile south, atop Lake Court Dune, looking back north, you can see these dunes are not uniformly shaped. Looking 5 miles south to Sand City, these dunes are more steeply faced. They average 100 feet in height and provide good lift. Note the beach slope. If you have to land well away from the water. Now let's get down to the beach and go for a walk. We're going to walk the mile to Lake Court so that you can get a feel for the terrain. These are the dunes just around the corner from setup. They're only 15 to 25 feet high, so they're really too little to share on light days when the wind is blowing less than 13. So for this first quarter mile, we ask that you don't make a habit of hanging out here. A little further south, the dunes lose height and eventually peter out altogether into what is affectionately known as the Dirty Gap. This is where the walking path from the parking lot comes out. It'll look a lot bigger from the air. Just on the other side of the gap is the North Dune relaunch. It's perhaps a quarter mile from the parking lot and the first of 2 authorized relaunches. At 50 feet high, North Dune is a good relaunch, so if you don't shoot the gap, don't worry, go ahead and land out, but watch out for the beach debris. And during plover season, also look out for the fenced-off areas. These will be very clearly marked. There should be a cabled corridor that allows for walk-up for relaunch. North Dune faces a little north, so it can be tricky on southy days. In these cases, to avoid the rotor on your left, launch from as far to the right side as you can get. A better option would be to relaunch a little further south. If you make the gap and cross North Dune, there are a couple of little humps before you get to South Dune. If you're low, these can be a challenge. Stick the wing in tight though, and you'll make it. If not, just land out and head up South Dune for relaunch. South Dune is our second authorized relaunch site. The north end is often steeply sloped or has a bit of a wall, so it's much easier to go up from the south end where the slope is mellower. Plover fencing is often set up here too, so be mindful of the keep-out areas. From the south end, cut across the face to the middle and go up as high as you can. Because South Dune is about 80 feet high and faces west, it offers the best relaunch opportunity.
Yikes.
From South Dune to Lake Court, the dunes are reasonably good, except for one low point which you should easily make, and be wary of those vertical shrines if you're landing out. They make for some pretty unforgiving obstacles. And keep in mind the beach slope. Don't land near the water. Here below Lake Court, you can see the dunes improving. You can also see the public walk-up, but hiking your glider up here is another matter. Not impossible, just exceedingly difficult, even with help. So don't count on relaunching from here. Just south of the walk-up is the knob most pilots head for. It's an excellent place to bench up before heading south. It's also the best place to gain last altitude before returning back north. And because of this, Lake Court tends to see the most traffic congestion. This makes light days here a challenge. Here we are back on top of Lake Court Dune again, this time looking inland toward Highway 1 to the public street access below. This easy access, the flat top, and its 120-foot height is what make Lake Court the recommended paraglider launch. Lake Court is also an excellent top landing site, but only top land here if the wind is fairly straight in and less than 18. So to summarize, there are 7 miles of dunes, but only 4 authorized launch sites: Reservation Road, North Dune, South Dune, and Lake Court.